Hello and welcome to The Good, the Scaz and the Rugby in partnership with our friends at Allianz. If you are listening to this, it is very important for you to note that this studio looks like a container of tinsel exploded in here. And I caught a particularly lovely piece of tinsel. It's pearl. I would say this is pearly colored. And I am now wearing it as a scarf. All of this in honor of Emily Scarrett's
Hates for
takedown.
tinsel.
Yeah, Emily cancelled tinsel last week. And we have called in some support since Mike Tyndall this week is on Father Christmas duties, fathering and Christmas at the same time. And Mo Scarrett. Mo Hunt.
Upgrade.
Natasha Hunt has joined us. She's been very busy since the last time we spoke at the Prince in Fulham, just all over the place. BaaBaas, back at Gloucester Hartbury, and now here in our studio in Fulham. Where are you on the tinsel conversation?
So we have it at Mum and Dad's house, and I'm all for it. It goes up every year, same place, around the lights and stuff like that. But I don't own any in my own house. So
Why don't you own any?
I've never bought it. I haven't ever purchased tinsel. Your eyes are so wide right now.
And yet you are wearing a jumper with a lot of what do you call those?
Sequins.
So I don't understand our generation's obsession with sequins, but we hate tinsel.
I wouldn't say I've got an obsession with sequins. Just
okay, but we don't hate sequins, but we hate tinsel. Is that what we're saying?
No, I don't hate it.
Mo's sitting on the fence because I offered her some of this tinsel to take home with her for her house, and she didn't want it.
Oh. Is it just because it's red and gold? Like, would you want blue tinsel or silver tinsel?
Yeah, the red and gold theme doesn't really go in my house at the minute. Yeah.
Gloucester though, red.
Gloucester is red. Do you know what? I'll take the red tinsel home if that's okay with everyone.
Wow.
And I will send pictures and tag you all of where it goes when I get home. Maybe up the banister. That would be nice.
Some cherry and white tinsel, you know? Just
if I can have the one from around your neck as well, that would be fab.
The pearl one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I'll share it with you. I am wearing cherry and white in your honour. But there is also another element to what I'm pulling off as a Christmas jumper.
Crazy cat lady. That's what's happening here.
I just love that my mom knitted this for me, and it is of my actual cat, and it continues on my back.
I was hoping you were going to show everyone how big the cat was.
Well, this is an accurate representation of roughly Frank's size. We did put him on a diet, though. But he's on antidepressants now, and he's a lot happier and skinnier, which is really good for all of us.
How are the cats?
The cats are well. The cats are getting moved over from South Africa to...
So before the cats,
yes.
You've had your own little Christmas miracle this week, haven't you? In
yes.
fact, yesterday.
Oh, my goodness. So, Natasha, I don't know if you've heard any of this, but basically, my husband visiting me for Christmas was on and off and on and off, and then on and off again, and then again in another round. And we didn't know until Monday lunch whether he would be on a flight on Tuesday morning. But then he did get on the flight. He did get his visa. Christmas miracles. And I was at the airport last night watching so many family reunions take place.
So good.
Crying into my mask. And then he finally arrived, and now I get to have Christmas with my person.
Oh, that's so nice.
So nice.
But I did feel like a complete cliche standing crying at the airport.
No, that's amazing. Especially I feel like this time, the way the year's been and just all of that. So that's so lovely.
It was so cute seeing people with balloons and, grannies arriving.
Did you not take a banner?
I did not take a banner. My colleagues threatened to make one, and I said, no, please. His surname is not Smith. And one of my the people that I work with love calling him Mr. Smith. I'm like, his surname isn't Smith. I don't think he'd appreciate being called Mr. Smith. He doesn't take my name, remember? So no, Mr. Smith didn't get a banner at the airport. But I did take him an advent calendar.
Oh, cute. So that's very cute as well, because he's got how many days? 20.
Well, he's going to have to catch up now.
That's the best way to have an advent calendar.
Do you manage to just do one little thing per day?
I'm not going to lie, I didn't actually have one this year.
What?
I know. What I did was I bought myself a box of lint
No,
white
that's not the
balls,
same.
which are sensational. The best chocolate ever.
White
The chocolates are
chocolate?
Yeah. Oh my
Mm-mm.
God, it's so good.
She's a white chocolate fiend.
It's so good. Yeah. So those are the white lint balls you get.
I
Unbelievable.
should have brought you my white ones. They're all on a little
What, you pick
pile.
them out?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
On the days where I open my advent calendar and it's white chocolate, I'm like, oh.
What advent calendar do you have?
It's like the chocolate one, but then
Most of them are chocolate.
Yeah. Well, some people have these beauty ones and then these massive things come out of there. I'm like, geez, how much did you spend
Yeah.
on an advent calendar? Mine just has little chockies in it.
I can't believe that.
I can't believe you don't have one and you were passing off that a box of lint is the same.
Well, I forgot this year, and no one bought one for me.
Oh,
So what can
my
you do?
housemates bought me one.
Did
It's
you? What did
cute.
you have?
Lint one. Yeah.
High end.
High end.
High end.
Yeah.
Are you a white chocolate person?
Yeah, I do like white chocolate. Yeah.
And I don't see the point. Like if it's not chocolatey, it's just sweet.
It's delicious. That's what it is.
I am a big white chocolate fan.
Wow.
But I
Oh my
like
gosh.
all chocolate. I like dark chocolate and milk chocolate too. I
What-
just love chocolate.
What's your contribution to Christmas food? What's your speciality that you always make?
Yeah, Mo. What do you
Come on, Mo.
contribute to Christmas?
Washing up. But, but we normally have like a so I have two sisters. Mum had three of us under three. So like we grew up very similar, like always like, you know, a little bit of argument, whatever else, like always competition in our household. But we've started doing crackers that have like a game inside the cracker, and whoever loses the cracker game has to do the washing up. So I do actually get away with not doing it. But yeah, generally like whatever mum needs help with, peeling or anything like that.
So you're just the sous chef.
Or the
basically.
unskilled
Basically,
jobs.
Yeah, basically. No, I don't mind. I do enjoy making a roast, but mum kind of has it all sorted. Although last year we think she had COVID like at Christmas time. She was so poorly on Christmas Day. So we actually did take over, me and my sister, and basically cook the whole feed. But yeah, nothing specific, just whatever. Wait, what's yours? Oh, truffles.
We do Christmas hard in my house.
you do.
Plus, Mum's such a good cook. Everything from scratch. But my thing is I make Bailey's truffles.
Oh,
So I started them years ago and everyone loved them. And they are nice, but they are such a faff.
I was going to say,
So they take ages, but now they've become this Christmas tradition.
yeah, and you
And
have to.
Every year you have to try and make them look a bit nicer. And I'm not a truffleateer.
Yeah, well, I mean, it sounds like
Sounds good, doesn't it?
Do you make it
That's
at
good.
any other time of the year, or
No.
is it just that thing that you do?
Yeah, at
So when do
Christmas.
you start?
So I'll start tomorrow, make the mixture, shape the mixture in the evening after it's been in the fridge, then coat the mixture the following morning, and then decorate the mixture the following evening. Yeah.
They are impressive.
I really wish that they hadn't gone down so well, because then they wouldn't have to do them every year.
I do get the obligatory photo every year, don't I? Like, look at them this year. They are impressive.
The only thing that I ever contribute is because traditionally our Christmases in South Africa are so warm, we tend to eat cold meats. So gammon with like a mustard stollen, it's almost like a salad thing. And then I also make cassata. But I realized when I went to Italy that what we consider to be cassata is not how they make it in Sicily. It's not the original thing. But my dad is gluten intolerant. So we had to take the cake out of it entirely. So it's basically just nougat ice cream. It's probably the best way of explaining it. And because it's so hot, it's the ideal Christmas dessert. My husband's family are devoted to trifle.
Oh,
Whoa.
oh.
Oh my goodness.
That's like tinsel. That
What
should
a
have moved on by
horror.
now.
I mean, the booze-soaked cake with the jelly and then the
Custard.
almonds and the and the everything.
And the cream. Do you have cream
It's
on top as
too,
well?
It's just too much.
Too much.
I can't even look at its direction generally. I'm just like, leave me out of this. I'm just going to eat my little nougat ice cream cassata ripoff on the side here, and then the rest of you can go on and finish the trifle.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Mm.
Nah, not
Okay.
about that.
So trifle and tinsel,
Tinsel out.
on the no list.
Yeah.
Yay for Bailey's truffles?
Bailey's truffles, yeah.
Okay. So I'm just saying my birthday's in February.
Nice.
I can't make them twice a year.
I could
Alma.
do with
I can't do
I
it.
could do with a February treat as well, actually.
Could you freeze a few?
Yeah, maybe. I've never actually frozen any. All right, I'll try.
Okay. Thank you. That would be very kind. The other thing that I saw on the TV here is that one of the trending movies, and I realized this must be because it's a British tradition, is Love Actually. And you are laughing because we discovered earlier that Emily Scarrett is, in fact, the last person in the entire United Kingdom to have, never seen it?
I think I might have seen it. I just can't quite remember.
You can't, you remember Love
Yeah.
Actually. Do you know what I mean? It's not one you forget.
Thanks, Mo.
Iconic.
I am really disappointed in myself because I'm a really terrible film watcher. I've just not watched many films growing up. I won't list the list of films because that'll make me sound even worse. But yeah, I think I missed it. I watched The Holiday last night. That's a great film. Love that
Okay.
Christmas film.
Okay.
Was that the first time you've seen that?
No, thank you.
Yeah, just checking.
But maybe then if you have seen The Holiday before, last night should have been the time you watched Love Actually.
It should have been, yeah. But Shira didn't give me a heads up that we would be talking about Love Actually today. And outing me to the entire country that I've never seen it before.
Okay, so favorite Love Actually character, or who do you think? Because I did one of those Love Actually quizzes, like who would you be in Love Actually, and I was a little disappointed in who that they said
Who
I
was it?
am.
Go on, you go.
Daniel, the one whose wife died, the sad guy.
Oh, is he? Wait, no, I thought he was the one that had the wife and then was. I've got the wrong one. Which one's Daniel?
So Mo, have you seen Love
I
Actually?
have seen it. I have
Have
seen
you
it. But
seen
it's
it?
a long time ago. When did you watch it? I bet you had a refresher.
No, I didn't have a refresher. I did watch it a long time ago. I saw clips of it because it came up on my TV, a suggested thing to watch, and I just marveled at how Keira Knightley had the body all of us wanted back then. And that was basically the impression that it left in me. Also, I feel like it was peak Hugh Grant. Yeah.
He's Ace. I've just Googled him.
Liam Neeson.
Yeah.
Liam
That's who
Neeson's
you are?
character. Apparently, yeah. Sad and romantic. I don't know.
Cute though.
Maybe it's because I've been long distance married for the last 3 months.
Well, your airport scene sounds very Love Actually for someone
Yes.
who's never seen the film.
Pretty Love Actually, yes.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah. No one had signs declaring their undying love for anyone at the airport. We are talking Love Actually and Christmas, but we should probably get into a bit of rugby. You, Natasha Hunt, have been busy since the last time we saw you. Highlights of the last, 2 months, 3 months?
I don't even know where to start.
I reckon captaining the BaaBaas
Yeah.
at Twickenham to
Yeah.
a record crowd probably might be up there.
Yeah, that's it's up there with one of my career highlights, to be honest. I don't even think we've caught up about this.
Probably not.
No. Yeah, like it's up there with winning the World Cup for me. Like genuinely, I don't know if it's on par with it, but it's up there with one of my career highlights. Like, it was just unreal. Like the whole week, the girls that were involved, and then to top it off, the way we did, like getting Ubers to the ground. Honestly, my favourite moment of the whole time. Rona Lloyd, Scottish flyer. She put a screenshot on the group because we all were sending our live location so that our manager could track where we were because we all had to get Ubers because obviously our game got moved forward. And I can't remember the comment that was underneath it, but it was something like BaaBaas on tour. And then it was just all these little screenshots of us around London, like heading to Twickenham. It was just goals. It was so funny.
So good.
But yeah, like running out first at Twickenham like that to the crowd. And it was just mental. I think also when I got subbed, I actually got a little bit of a cheer, which was just crazy.
You actually got a really big cheer.
Yeah, it was mad. It was actually mad. And like to the point that it just made me well up. And then obviously seeing the girls on the bench and stuff. Really humbling experience, but just unreal, the whole thing.
And how was the social through the week?
Yeah, it was all right.
Because that's all we want to
Yeah.
know about.
Yeah, that's all you care about. Yeah, I got a little bit of heat. I got a little bit of stick. But I think in that kind of help bring everyone in sort of thing. So I think that's maybe why that they asked me to lead the group.
Did you peak too soon in the week?
No, I was all right.
Did you get told to go to bed by the manager?
I did get
Second
told.
day, first day in the week?
First day, yeah. So we went, obviously COVID time, so we didn't like mix with the guys or anything like that normally happens. But we all met up on the Monday, and I really dropped the ball. So obviously I've had a week off Gloucester Hartbury to go into the BaaBaas camp, and I forgot to do my training for Gloucester that day. So obviously we had weights and a bike to do, which just didn't cross my mind at all. So I went into work in the morning and then got there and I was like, oh my God, like I've not gymmed and now we're going to start drinking. So basically got up dead early on. I trained like all through the week, did my weights and stuff, but the only weight session was 7 till 8 in the morning. So like we'd get boozed and then my poor roommate, I was setting my alarms to make sure I stayed on it. But anyway, we got there about 4-ish and then went down, started meeting everyone, COVID checks, went down to the Wasps ground, which was just like clubhouse, and we all just started having a few pints and stuff. And I didn't really realise how drunk I was until the next morning.
That's
but
classic Mo, by the way. That is classic
we
Mo.
had a fair few pints. Like, it was just really good crack, like getting to know everyone, like the perfect start to the week. But we came back and there's a table tennis table in the team room, and you know what I'm like with table tennis. Like any game, I love it. Like actually love it. So we're like really drunk trying to have this rally of table tennis. It's me and Laura Russell. We were just like batting the ball. Every third ball was flying off the table. It was so funny. And then I think Katie and Rona were in the room still as well. And the team manager came in, Stockers, and was like, "Girls, this isn't our big night. Our big night's tomorrow. You need to go to bed." And we were like, "Stockers, we'll be all right. Like, don't worry. Like, I'll be on it tomorrow. You don't need to worry about that." But yeah, it was proper good crack.
So they were actually worried about you guys destroying yourselves,
Yeah.
like upon arrival.
Yeah. I think it wasn't. I don't know how late it was. Maybe like 1, 2, something like that. But probably wasn't even that late. But yeah, we got sent to bed, and then we got sent to bed as well on the Thursday. But we weren't even drunk on that day. We were just singing, playing the ukulele and that. And they were like, "We want to shut the team room. Like, can you guys go?" But yeah, it was a good week.
I hear Katie Mason beat you at table tennis.
Oh my God. Like, I was playing left hand. No, I was joking. Yeah, she did.
She can't take it.
She literally told everyone. I don't know what happened. I just had a lapse in concentration or something, but that girl's never beaten me at anything.
Yeah, she couldn't possibly have actually beaten you.
Exactly.
It had to have been just because
Something.
you were off your game.
Yeah, I was exhausted or something that happened, yeah.
It's because of all the weights and, you know, all the getting up at 7 a.m.
Oh my God, I hadn't made that connection. I'm so glad you're here. Basically, I was exhausted from all of that. From carrying the team. No, joking.
So good. Who was the like unexpected find in the BaaBaas? Because I always think it's so good to mix with like obviously all the other nationalities that you only ever come across when you're on the field or you have a perception of them from their social media or whatever. But like, who was the person that you're like, yeah?
Oh, so many of them. Like, honestly, they are great crack. I think the person I probably got wrong the most was Lindsay Pete. So like the first our first encounter, so the first night, like have you ever been to the races with cards? Do you know that game?
No.
It's really good. So basically you have all the aces at the bottom and then you like shuffle the rest of the pack. You have them lined up at the side. And then the rest of the pack, say you've got like 8 cards at the side, you turn it over and say like if it's an ace, then you move the ace forward 1. So each of us would bet on a horse. And then whoever's horse wins, you get
Got
to...
it?
Does it make any sense? Does it make any sense? No.
Involved.
Right. So anyway, it's a really like inclusive game because everyone bets on like one of the 4, and then like as soon as so you're at the race, it's just like and the ace has gone forward, and then you're doing that. So I basically got everyone around doing that, and I think Lindsay Pete's probably one that would like hold the fort normally. Maybe I'm not really sure, but I think she didn't really know how to take me and tried to give me a bit of stick, but. I'm a bit cutting when I drink, like in terms of
because
like,
you were screaming about a card race that was
just
driving
loving
up the table.
Like, absolutely loving it, and yeah, like I like to think I'm like a little bit like quick-witted. Do you know what I mean? I don't know how to say it. How do I say this without sounding like an absolute knobhead?
You've done it.
I was gonna say
it's happened.
Right, we can cut this bit. Thank you. Yeah, but basically, I don't think she really knew how to take me. So we had a little bit of banter, and then I wasn't sure how she found me like the next couple of days. But honestly, towards the end of the week, like such a golden girl, like absolutely amazing. We said that we're going to FaceTime. I need to actually ring her this week, but just stayed in contact since. And yeah, just like a really like genuine person, like wants the best for absolutely everyone. And she's probably one that came full circle on through the week. Not that I didn't like her at the start at all, but like really got to know her properly towards the end.
If you FaceTime her now, would she answer?
Maybe. Should I try? It won't be a quick convo though. She literally loves it.
So Lindsay, tell us about Mo and how competitive she got.
All right,
with.
What's your first impressions?
Yeah. Do you actually want me to?
Is she online?
Wait there. Let me have a look.
Imagine she doesn't answer.
She will answer if she's online. Yes, she is online. Should I try?
This is royal stitch up.
I messaged her yesterday saying I'd FaceTime her soon.
Oh, the suspense.
This is awkward if she doesn't answer.
Oh, the suspense.
If she is
Come on,
online.
Lindsay.
Come on, Linz.
She's just so
Come
quick-witted. She
on.
doesn't feel like she can handle it right now.
No.
She's like, oh, why is Mo calling me? Oh.
No.
Whose number is this? You
Yeah,
phone. Who
she's
does?
Yeah. I've given up.
Oh, she's going to have to send you a
so good.
Christmas card to apologize.
Yeah.
And we want proof.
Okay, done.
Send us the screen grabs or it didn't happen.
I will.
Okay, to make this less awkward, let's see what's in your Christmas cracker.
Oh!
Jeez, Mo.
Guys, I've beat Scaz.
Competitive. You got both.
She probably grabbed them. You know when you like grab halfway up the cracker?
No.
Tactic, game plan. Why is it getting harder to buy advent calendars?
Don't know.
Because their days are
Numbered.
numbered.
Yeah, nice.
Strong.
Which of Santa's reindeer has bad manners?
Ooh, I don't know.
Rudolph.
Oh, strong. It's all in the delivery.
It's all in the
That was
delivery.
class.
Thank
Nice,
you.
Scaz.
Good job,
Why are
Emily.
Christmas trees so bad at sewing? They
Dunno.
always drop their needles.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
did you see that Mike's story about being having a fake Christmas tree actually made the tabloids?
No.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
I would just
Did
like
it?
to say to the journalists who are listening this week, I'm sorry Mike isn't going to tell us more about the fake Christmas tree this time around. They've probably stopped listening already, but hey, thank you so much
That's
for
so funny.
reporting on literally the least interesting part of last week's show. I mean, we talked about nails for an astounding amount of time with Zoe.
Mo's got some flashy ones
Show
today,
us
actually.
show us your nails.
They need redoing.
Oh.
They're growing out a little bit, but
It's a
I've
really-
actually got a silver sparkly toe at the moment.
one.
Festive. Oh, no, sorry, as in toes.
yeah, you did sound like
Sorry,
it was just
toe.
one.
Singular. I chose the third one.
One little toe. So now that you're in rehab, do people see your toes all the time?
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, exactly. So that's why I needed to get them done. Because literally every day I'm getting my feet out.
Oh.
Yeah.
Silver toes.
Silver sparkly toes.
Silver sparkly
Yeah.
toes.
Yeah.
It's as close to tinsel as you'll get. I got an activity book, guys. So when we end up going into what a lot of people are predicting to be lockdown, I'll
You'll
have
be
something
fine.
to do.
You'll be fine.
Yeah, I'll just.
I got
have some
Snap. Christmas
Sudoku.
Snap.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, what'd you get?
Dice.
Oh.
Die.
Singular.
Mm.
Yeah.
So, how? What did you buy Lindsay for Christmas then?
No, I haven't sent her a present yet. Waiting for her to get back to me on what she wants. Still waiting.
So good.
Did you send
What a
anyone
snake,
Christmas
by the way.
cards?
She was actually online as well.
It's the worst.
Yeah.
That
Do
is
you
the
do you
worst.
still send Christmas cards to people?
Oh, I'm terrible. I did it, I think, 1 year, like 3 years ago. And I feel like that's the point where then you have to continue.
Mm.
And I just haven't since. Although this year I actually bought a stamp to do my own. That were actually really cute. You had one.
Yeah, I got one. It was very cute.
Yeah.
You made that yourself?
Yes.
And you couldn't even tell. Then you know it's impressive
Yeah.
looking.
Yeah.
Nice.
But no, it's basically our Scaz. I'm actually not going to say
Yeah, I
how
was
many
gonna
people
say,
I can say.
la, 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 la.
It's awkward. But only a few people have had them.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Well, I just do a few people as well.
collector's items.
Definitely the grannies because they like them.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
And all of the Christmas shopping done and sorted. Ticked off? Ooh, no.
Um,
Oh no, from that face it doesn't
Well,
seem.
me and my family do a Secret Santa, which is actually super useful because you only have to buy one
Mm.
present.
Mm.
When does this come out? I'm not going to say who I've got. It comes out before Christmas, isn't it? But I haven't quite finished all of said person's
Oh.
present yet.
Wow.
Yeah.
As in finished, as in you're making it?
Well, I think I'm going to do a bit of both.
Oh.
Truffles.
Yeah.
Are you personalising
Merry
it?
Christmas.
Is this something you bought and now you are embossing or
No, it will be-
engraving or
It will be like an edible item.
when people say edibles.
So you got your mum then?
No, no. But the thing is, so you do that app where you draw your names and it's all anonymous and blah blah blah. And
Mm.
on that, you can write things on your wish list.
Oh,
So you could put on there,
genius.
I don't know, my perfume, for example, if I needed my perfume. But
Mm.
people might not know what it is.
Mm.
Blah blah blah. Fine. So we do it with me, my mum, my dad, Tori, and Joe, my brother, and Joe's wife, Tori.
Mm.
So the five of us do it. Me, mum, and Tori obviously put stuff on our wish list. Dad and Joe,
No.
hopeless.
Yeah.
So if you get them, you literally
I'm with Dad and Joe on that though, because we do the same and nobody enters anything on the wish list.
but just an idea of something.
Yeah. Although this year my sister said, put what you want in the group. So in our we do the same Secret Santa. In our family group chat, people have like basically replied like what they want from like said Secret Santa, and then people have replied to that being like, what sort of size? So it's like really obvious who everyone's got. So I was like, we might as well have just been like, Jess, you pick for me, who's my sister.
Yeah.
But yeah, I actually shopped with my sister for my Secret Santa present and paid half. It's terrible. It's not the same when you're older.
It's just Santa then, isn't it? There's no secret to it.
And that's very adult. I mean,
yeah.
That is the most adult thing. I have to confess that most of the Christmas presents I bought my husband have plugs, which means that it's all very practical stuff.
Yeah.
But that's what happens when you move.
What about the cats? Do you get the cat's presents?
We this is really cheesy. We tend to buy one another a gift on behalf of the cats.
Oh God. This is getting worse. This is terrible.
But we are also those people who send.
Can we have an example of said gift, please?
So, like a Christmas decoration that goes on the tree, and then a little card.
Did you write it?
Yeah, and then
from
you
the
says,
cat.
Yeah, from Frank and Tina and Shirley and Kermit.
So good.
Yeah. So we get a little carried away with the cats. I mean, we did send one for a backup because he had a slip disc recently.
This is what I was talking to you about. Yeah.
No, I did know that because that was before Prince, was it?
It was in that time that he was at the hospital and we were waiting for quotes and stuff.
So are they going to be able to come over?
They are coming over in January. They have to travel via Cape Town, so they are going to be very well-travelled cats by the time they arrive in London. But yeah, need to have a cat flap installed early in Jan because cats are travelling.
So fun though.
I love the fact that we can travel cats and it's more expensive than traveling humans. And traveling humans at this stage is a very expensive business.
Yeah.
But cats are just taking it, all the way.
Yeah.
It's just insane.
That's chaos.
But
when you've got 4 cats though.
And they're rescues. So they're not the kind of cats that I can now put up for rescue again because I rescued them.
Yeah.
So I can't be that person that now leaves them, literally behind. It doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
When you're an adopt, don't shop person, then you have to walk the talk.
Yeah.
So have you got presents on behalf of the cats this year?
I'm literally just sitting here thinking I might have to buy a card on behalf of the cats at the very least. But I didn't know until like 36 hours ago that I was going to have my husband here for Christmas.
True.
So I bought loads of Christmas gifts and wrapped them and thought, we might only get these in February. We'll have to see how this goes.
At least you've done that. Imagine if,
Well, and all of these things are really practical appliances, so we'll probably just end up using them anyway.
So good.
Which is very unromantic, but hey ho, there we go. Speaking of unromantic topics, let's get back to the fact that you've actually been playing some rugby against my country, and then you guys did destroy South Africa a little bit in the end of that game. What was it like, though, playing against a team that you guys had some interaction with at the very least?
Yeah, no,
end?
it was really cool. Like, they're a special group of people. Obviously, we know Lynn Campwell very well. He's gone over and is head coach there, or director of rugby. I'm not sure her official title. So we know that they're in really good hands, and it's just been brilliant to see. I saw their game against Wales in the autumn, and just the progression even from that, and how much they've progressed throughout the tour. I think is really important. And they're a physical hitting team. Like, some of the shots going in, like, I know the scoreline was pretty heavy for them, but the game itself, it felt like a really good game of rugby. Like, it felt really attritional and like what you want to see. And loads of the girls have had so many messages, so many positive responses to how many people tuned in, but also all of those people that were at Twickenham. Loads of people have reached out and said how amazing it was, how much they enjoyed it. They haven't watched women's rugby before, the classics that we always hear, but yeah, it was really, really cool to be involved in it, and for such a special occasion as well. Like, it was just unreal.
Oh, that's brilliant. It was so good to see. And we had loads of people attending, and we had
Scaz on comms.
On comms.
Yeah.
So I feel like we're rounding out the year really nicely with the way the Prem 15s have now also resumed and how tight things are on the log there.
And Loughborough and Gloucester have finally won.
And Loughborough and
Come
Gloucester.
on.
We like root for each other all the time.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh.
Well,
We've both had a bit of a tough ride this season, for
Yeah.
different reasons.
Yeah, for sure. But I feel like because we play quite similar brands of rugby in terms of like both want to throw the ball around a little bit, which Isn't that, for me, I like playing rugby like that, and I like watching teams that want to play rugby like that. So yeah,
Back in the mix.
back in the mix.
Back in the mix. That game against Worcester was just, I mean, that was some proper freaking, I mean, entertainment right there. Just tries flying.
Your 10 was on fire.
Say her name.
No, I'm not. I purposely didn't because I always get it wrong.
Yeah, I call her Flaky. But no, she's
Flaky?
brilliant. Yeah, you pronounce it like Flaky. I hope I did that right, by the way, when she listens.
That ball she threw, you know the one I mean.
She's
Unreal. Very, very good.
got ridiculous skills, and she's really starting to come into her own in terms of like confidence and stuff. So she was left out of the Welsh squad for the autumns, which we were all quite shocked about, to be honest, because she's just a brilliant baller. New coaches come in. I don't know how much they've seen of her play, but I'm hoping that she'll get the call up again because she's just brilliant. I absolutely love playing with her.
Also, anyone that brings the spiral kick back, I'm here for it.
Yeah,
we've been trying for years, haven't we?
And like in training the other day as well, we were just playing touch, and I think it was when all the internationals were away, so we were just throwing the ball around a little bit. She literally threw an M4, like missed out like 3 people and hit the winger like in full flight, like coming on in front of her, and real flat pass as well, which you just don't really see a lot of female rugby players do stuff like that. You don't see a lot of male rugby players do it, let alone female rugby players do it. But yeah, like her skill set is insane, so she is pretty special.
And it's teed up really nicely now. I mean, we're hopefully still going to see that game on the 27th take place, which is like a great prospect for women's rugby, but I mean, just for rugby fans in general, because at the moment there's just so much doom and gloom. So to have had a game like that be the one that was on BBC on Sunday, on a weekend where there just wasn't a lot of other sport, I mean, not just rugby cancellations. I mean, it's been happening across the board. Was actually, it was just brilliant.
Yeah, I haven't watched it back yet, to be honest. That's this week's job to do, but there has been, again, like a lot of positive chat coming off the back of it. And I know that loads of the girls that aren't playing, so a lot of people that are involved in the Prem 15s, if they're not playing, they'll watch it. And we've had quite a lot of the girls say how good it looks and stuff. Like even Scaz was giving us the big I am.
No, credit where it's due. It was really good. Yeah. I did think it would be more competitive, but you guys played really, really well.
Yeah. So does it feel different when you go into a game and you know that this is the game that's getting a lot of exposure this weekend? Does it factor at all?
Nah, not for us. Everything's just as it is, really. Like whether we're live stream or whether we're not, the only difference is cameras are there. And sometimes at the moment they're trying to get us to interview on the way into change room at half time. That's
they
happened.
did that in Super Rugby for a bit, didn't
they? It's happened a couple of times for me, and it's really thrown me. I'm like, no, I'm really sorry. And obviously I work with them as well. So like Ash tried to get me once. I was like, Ash, I'm not doing it at half time. Like, no way. But that's the only difference, really. Like other than that, it's just business as usual.
I'd be interested whether the younger players, the girls that aren't so used to being on TV and that sort of stuff, whether it made a difference to them or whether it was something that they thought about. Because obviously you're so used to being shown on TV, or do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, because you've played international rugby for so long and all of that. I wonder whether, as a youngster who's never done that before, whether they're conscious that they are on the BBC and all their family could watch and their friends that wouldn't normally come and watch can watch and all that sort of stuff. I would be curious as to whether that would come into their head.
Yeah, it's a really good point. I hadn't really considered that, actually, but no, that is a really good point. I guess like people are more open to it, aren't they? Like it's more on social media and people promote it more. Personally, from our girls, definitely see it more across the board. So maybe they are more aware. Yeah, it's a good point.
But the big game could be great as well. Hopefully it goes ahead.
Yeah.
Hopefully fans are allowed.
Yes.
Because that's my concern, isn't it? We spoke about it earlier. Whether it still goes ahead, but then the fans aren't allowed, because that almost takes away everything as to what the big game.
That's the thing, because people have been telling me about this game since I landed in October. I mean, we were going into the Autumn Nations series and people were like, the big game. You must go to that thing. And
were they a Harlequins fan?
Well, I mean, I do live and work in the southwestern part of London. So, loads of fans around. But I have been hearing about it for such a long time. And it seems like a great promotional platform for the sport, just full stop.
100%. I'm so glad as well that it's a Premier 15s fixture and it's not just... So before, credit where credit's due, Leinster came across and played it, which was brilliant for the sport. But the fact that it's actually part of our regular league is just fantastic. And Wasps v Harlequins, that's going to be one hell of a game as well.
You've got to give Harlequins a bit of a nod as well for that, haven't you? Like they did play Leinster last year, but it was, I think they wanted to put a fixture on and they obviously couldn't fit it into the Prem calendar. But to actually, like you say, do a proper Allianz Prem game. But like no other club is probably doing that like they are. Maybe might be harsh to say in terms of playing on such a big stage alongside their men. On the men's biggest weekend of the year as well.
Yeah, and really sharing the stage.
Yeah.
Finding creative ways of making it a compelling offering for fans to attend and people going, you know what, we're getting 2 games for one. There's entertainment. It's a great day to just get out there.
I also think playing first is huge.
You
Were you going to say that? Were you going to say the opposite?
No, I was going to say, is it like credit where credit's due? I think it's brilliant and it's amazing, but the kickoff times are like 3 hours apart or 4 hours apart or something. Yeah, something like that. So yes, it's incredible and full credit for them for putting it on. But I just think something like that as well, like make sure that it's a game that you can go to both. Like don't have a massive gap in the middle because chances are the crowd wouldn't stay for
both
7 hours. It's a long day.
Yeah, I was just thinking having it beforehand, I think you're more likely to go early and make a day of it than you are watch the game and then not. Like people want to get home or they want to get off or if they've travelled far or whatever, or they want to go to the pub or whatever it might be.
Yeah.
Whereas beforehand, that time is seemingly seen as, oh yeah, well, I'll go earlier.
And you know what? When we go to sevens tournaments, I don't know about you guys, but I've never gone to the sevens for just one game.
Yeah, so true.
You kind of know that's what you're doing that day. You're not planning anything before. You're not planning anything after. Yeah. That's the main event. And some of the games you're obviously a little more interested in than others, but it's kind of that festival. It's like going to a music festival. You're just staying for the whole thing, even though there might be some acts in the middle that you're not really all that into. So,
yeah, definitely.
Pete Tong?
Yeah, I think he's there as well.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Decent.
Super decent.
It'll be a brilliant day out.
That'll be a first for me. So,
yeah,
very, very keen to actually go check this out and be just a fan.
Let's keep our fingers
Are you there
crossed.
as a fan?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, just want to go see. Because, I have now been hearing about
Boozing
it
with the
ages.
husband.
Basically, yeah, just 2 Sappers sitting there in the crowd going, ooh, how nice is this? We're on the same side of the equator. Yay for us. That's basically what we pride ourselves on now. One thing that if you're interested in women excelling in sport on the global stage, you have to be celebrating this week is Emma Raducanu. Sports personality of the year. I loved when she posted about the British Airways partnership that she has. Did you see that of her sitting in the cockpit?
So good.
And then someone said, "Oh, don't tell
Eddie." Don't tell Eddie. Yeah, I saw that.
He did clarify what he meant by that, but I feel like it's there now. Like Eddie's name is always going to get dragged in alongside that.
It's a good partnership for her, though, isn't it? Flipping heck, she's always traveling around everywhere. Why not? You've got to take advantage of those opportunities when you get them.
And I feel like it's due recognition as well. Like from a commercial perspective, it's not just getting the props, but it's also turning that into kind of really viable, sensible, but also just very synced up business opportunities, which is great. That's what we want to see for women who compete in sport professionally on all levels.
100%. First class looked nice as well in that picture. Never seen that before. Have you, Mo? I've never seen that. That looked nice.
I love that. Do you know, this is going to sound crazy, but what I love the most is that she looks in all of her posts and in all of the videos and stuff, she looks exactly the way she does on the tennis court.
Yeah.
Doesn't that just strike you? I just love that it's not the trend anymore to look like a completely different person.
It's so important, especially for like young girls growing up, especially sporty girls, because there's always kind of, I don't know about you, but as we were growing up, like stigma around sporty girls and being a bit butch or too muscly or anything like that. And it's just not the case anymore. Like it's actually brilliant to see. And for her to be heading that up as well is just fantastic. And I think she's doing an amazing job.
Also, as an individual, you want to be seen in a picture in your tennis gear and seen in a picture in a commercial and people still recognise that you're the same person.
Yes.
Like I sometimes think we overlook that. Like why would you want to look different like a different person?
And I feel like when I was 18, the expectation was when you went from looking like a preteen, kind of, gawky and awkward, to everyone expecting you to look like a 22-year-old. Yeah. I felt a lot of pressure when I was 17 and 18 to look older, whereas I feel like she really looks her age, which is like, to me, it's beautiful. And I love that it feels like she's so in touch with her generation, her age, what she does, her role. And as you say, just a great role model.
Definitely. 100%. And now we've all come full circle and we're trying to look younger again.
So true.
Speak for yourself.
No, I love that. That's the thing. And then the social media tie-in moment to Emma's success was Michael Owen this week.
So good. So good.
If you haven't seen it, he tweeted an entirely irrelevant photo of himself holding the same trophy in 1998, saying, congratulations to Emma, who thoroughly deserves to be crowned Sports Personality of the Year. Makes me feel very old that she's the same age as I was way back in 1998.
The thread is unreal. We were looking at it before we came on, weren't we? It's unbelievable.
So good.
The one with the guy saying, well done, Emma, here's a picture of me eating a sausage roll a few weeks back.
That is goals.
Absolutely choice.
Yeah.
The one...
Traffic cone.
Yeah, dressed like a traffic cone. Absolutely top form.
What did you find? One in a microwave? Washing machine?
No, there's one in a washing machine.
Emma.
But also someone with loads of elastic bands on his head. So it's like everything's popping out. Brilliant.
What would your contribution to this thread be if you had to put up a photo?
I don't know. It's got to be something farm related, isn't it?
For
On
you,
a tractor
yeah.
or something.
Kicking over hay bales.
Congratulations, Emma. Here's me stood next to my tractor.
Sporty brownie.
Sporty brownie.
The sporty brownie photo.
Sorry, but she was not going to bring it up, and we spoke about it before, and the world needs to see.
We will put the sporty brownie photo out there. We will have to.
Mo's already sent it to herself, so I've got no control over it anymore.
And the sporty brownie photo is now going to just forever be, when people Google Emily Scaz, it's going to be there.
The side hat would probably be a bit regretful. But no, it was the star photo that I sent myself, not the sporty brownie.
Fine. Sorry.
That one can come out for your birthday.
What was the star photo again? Oh, yes.
That was
What
Christmas
role
role.
did you play in your school's Christmas play?
Yeah. So what was that? The North Star? Yeah.
You were the North Star.
I have a big star on my head with my face in the middle of it.
Mm-hmm.
Some sort of silver white attire. And then I remember, well, do I remember or do I think I remember? I'm not sure, but I had to sing a solo.
Oh.
And I have got the most horrific singing voice. So why I was picked for that role, I've absolutely no idea. Do you know what I'm only so glad about? Go on.
Come on.
Do you know what I'm really glad about is that social media wasn't a thing, because that video of me screeching God only knows what song, Silent Night or something, would have haunted me for the rest of my life.
Come on, I'll give you a beat.
Come on, Silent Night is really low, actually.
That was nice.
That's a good start.
These are really good
have you
microphones,
seen,
by the way.
Yeah, I know. I leant back. Have you seen an audience with Adele when Alan Carr comes on?
Oh,
that's me.
Brilliant.
That's me.
Well,
I don't need to do it, but that's me.
I mean, we are not talking about Adele singing. Everyone who's spoken about that show has gone, did you see when Alan Carr came on?
So good.
What role did you play in your Christmas?
Apparently my first ever role was an angel.
Oh.
Which is obviously quite fitting, I guess. I'm joking.
Did this angel compete in card games that involved horses
compete in
winning?
everything?
Yeah. Did you smash the tennis table duel before performing?
I don't remember at all. Don't remember a lot of childhood, but that's what Mum said anyway. And I asked her if there was any photos, and she's gone radio silence on me, whereas Scaz's mum has just pinged about 50
Sent
through.
a lot over. Very good, actually.
I would just like to thank Scaz's mom for liking my tweets.
Yeah.
I'm in there with the Scarab family on Twitter.
You are.
I would just like to say.
Maybe not the family, because the rest of my family have no idea what Twitter is, let alone just the mum.
Auntie Yvonne, you and I.
Auntie Yvonne.
My performance at our Christmas play, I enjoyed thoroughly, but I did embarrass my dad to the point that he apparently wanted to leave urgently halfway through the show. I was the angel. I played the role of a man. I was already practicing for what I was going to do one day at work. Apparently I did my speaking gig and everything went pretty well. And then I stood off to the side in a very prominently placed position and started flapping my dress wildly, because it was December, and December in Cape Town is in the mid-30s. It's hot. And clearly I was hot and decided that my comfort outweighed decorum
So good.
at the Christmas play. So tag us in all of your Christmas play reminiscent roles, and we'll have to find out which role Mike Tyndall played. I have to say he's probably one of the three wise men.
Yeah. Maybe, or like Baby Jesus or something with his bald head.
I don't
Or is that now?
He might have been a little bit big for that role.
The irony, though.
Yeah.
I think that I quite like that sometimes. And
even 5-year-old Mike, I don't think was small.
yeah.
It'd be like that scene from Alf, when he sat on the Grandpa Alf's lap.
Okay, so congratulations to Emma Raducanu and to every teacher out there who's managed to coach 5, 6, and 7-year-olds into performing at Christmas plays. I did love that video that's been going viral of the kid just jamming. Did you see that one?
No.
Oh, there was a brilliant Christmas play video of a kid just jamming because I felt, we're a close kinship. We need to do some awards based on what we loved this year, the Good Scaz and the Rugby Awards. I think you win for your North Star performance.
Thank you.
I feel like it was strangely prophetic. Also, the fact that you won. What was your brownie award that you won?
Sportiest brownie.
Sportiest brownie. So the sportiest brownie is now going to announce the 2021 Good Scaz and Rugby Awards. We have not prepared or done any voting on this. So just off the top of your head, moment of the year, sporting moment, dramatic moment, Good Scaz and Rugby moment of the year.
I think, a bit of prep time for this would have been great.
Yeah.
But I think, obviously, keeping it close to home, the England women's autumn double win over New Zealand.
Yeah.
And then, obviously, backing it up, Canada, America, that was pretty emphatic, unexpected, I think, initially. And they absolutely bossed it. So it's got to be, isn't it?
Yeah. And also the stats around that, like 1 point however many million watching on telly, and like just the traction that it's generated going into the new year. 18 games unbeaten.
Big.
Pretty impressive.
I'd like to, and I know this might not necessarily be great memories for you, Mo, but I'd like to, for a teammate
Loughborough's win over
of the
Gloucester.
year.
Oh no, sorry.
Oh my God, I'm leaving now. I'm leaving now.
I'm going to use
I just thought that's where you were going.
I'm going to use the O word now and go back to the Olympics and Ruby Tui going viral. Teammate of the year, probably, just because of how she stole the show and she brought all of the attention back to women's rugby, with her just giving big props to Russia and to, just all of her interviews at the Olympics, but the fact that she went viral because she's just such an enigmatic personality.
Yeah, she's brilliant, to be fair. I saw that was on a highlight reel, wasn't it, recently?
Yeah.
Jill
Douglas almost couldn't believe her look, could she?
Yeah, literally.
Yeah. She's always such high energy, isn't she?
Yeah.
I think post game is a great time to catch her because she's still absolutely buzzing.
Buzzing.
And she's always somebody who will always give, props where it's due to other people, always to her teammates. They've got a good thing going, haven't they? And then fair play, they went on and crushed it and won the gold as we all thought they would. So yeah, I think that's fair.
But also in the context of the way when New Zealand toured here at the end of the year and the disappointment they faced and everything that's come out since then, now when you look back at their sevens performance at the Olympics, it's even more impressive because obviously there's a lot of other stuff going on that none of us, kind of really had an idea about. And it's only transpired recently that things aren't, necessarily great across the board. So,
yeah, absolutely. And for them to not be playing rugby out there for so many years and New Zealand have been so dominant, obviously, in sevens for a long time and had that disappointment in the Olympics 4 years previously and 5 years previously, and for them to come out and do it in that way, especially after the year they've had with what happened with Sarah Hirini and all that sort of stuff is so impressive. And obviously you want to go out and win everything, but you also want other people that are good people to do well. And she's definitely one of those people. The New Zealand sevens team are definitely those people. So, yeah.
I think they're having an independent review now, aren't they? I think. I think that'll be really interesting because I think you always look at, I might be speaking on behalf of other people, but I always look at New Zealand and seemingly they always have this such brilliant culture. They always seem really tight. It might just be how they seem. Obviously within the girls, I'm sure that is most definitely true. But obviously with, I'm going to call her TK because I cannot pronounce her full name, TK's post and obviously things that have come to light from that. It's kind of almost sketchy times for a nation that you probably never
expected
associate with that. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Speaking of team of the year, I think the Irish women's team and the way that they have stood up, I don't know where this is going to go. And obviously, I'm sure for years to come, we'll, still get to grips with how things got to the point they did now. But just, I mean, that is some teamwork right there. It's the one thing to do it on the pitch. It's a different thing to stick your neck out the way they have.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. If only Lindsay had answered, we could have got
She's
something
been
straight from the
part and parcel.
horse's mouth.
So many of those girls that have done that were involved in the Barbarians, and Griffin, like the captain, they said it at the time, but people will run through walls for her because of just the way she carries herself. She goes about her business quite quiet, but just so in tune with everything that she does, in tune with everyone around her. And it's amazing to see, like, you need solidarity. If you're going to do something like that, you need all of the girls buy-in. And when you've got someone at the front leading by example like that, and obviously the timing of them all retiring helps because you can then put your neck on the line because you're not asking to be picked anymore. But it's brilliant to see, and hopefully that's going to come to a head. There's going to be things that happen off the back of it, and moving forward, I know the latest post was they just don't want anyone else to go through what they've gone through, and that's so important. If things aren't right, you have to do something to fix it, and I think it takes really strong people to do that, and really strong people to actually stand up and put their necks out, and they obviously have that in abundance. The amount of the girls that have been involved in it, so fair play.
Fair play. And I don't think there's anybody that almost doesn't stand with them. Obviously, we can't literally stand with them, but in terms of, you know, the statement that they've made and everything that they're standing for, I think we're all 100% behind them, and hope that things change, because Irish rugby is a phenomenal thing. You know, we saw them probably at some of their best in 2014 at that World Cup. And we'd love to see them back at that.
Definitely. Rookie of the year.
I've got one for this.
Go on.
I'd go Maud Muir.
Good shout.
I feel like she's just come into her own, and probably unexpectedly so in the autumns. I don't know if anyone expected her to play, to start, especially the likes of Shauna Brown. She's getting in over her, but really taking her opportunity, really taking her chance. And I've always rated her. Yeah, I've always rated her. I've always thought she's such a good player, and she seems like such a good crack as well, like really good human to have around, and only ever heard really positive things for her. But the way that she's bossing it on the pitch at the moment, she'd be up there for me.
Yeah, I agree. She's so funny as well. She's the sort of person that would trip over her own shoelace, but then can go and run around a rugby field and be unbelievable. She's just one of those people. Yeah. I reckon mine would be Sadia Kabea. Again, got capped this autumn, plays at Loughborough. Unbelievable. Like, I think she's 19. Is she 19?
Yeah, I think
she's not. I think she's still a teenager.
Wow.
And at the weekend against Bristol, she was just thumping people. Like, you think her in 5 years, more experience under her belt, bit more gym time, all of that sort of stuff. Yeah, she's going to be unreal.
I've got another. Cecilia Tuipulotu of Gloucester Hartpury.
She scored a double at the weekend, didn't she?
Yes.
She is next level. So she's had a couple starts recently, and I think she'll be a starter now for Gloucester Hartpury. But just somebody that we don't have in our team, like, they will just run over people. I keep going up to her and saying, anytime we're in the 22, get your hands on ball, give me an option. I just want you carrying over anyone, because she's just unreal.
So when all the other forwards are getting annoyed with her because she's cutting across all of them,
it's because I've told her to.
It's because you were like, plough through. Yes, please.
Run over our team if you have to. Thank you, please. Yeah, she's brilliant.
Okay, what have we not done? Coach of the year?
Well, I mean, the one's been announced, isn't it?
Yeah.
Simon Middleton. I think that would be amiss if we looked over that. Unbelievable for him. I think what he said in his kind of press releases or whatever, in terms of, you know, the rest of his staff and obviously the players and the team and stuff is so appropriate, especially for a rugby team, because you can't do anything by yourself. And obviously he's been the first to admit that. But I mean, fair play. I think it shines a brilliant light on, continuing to shine a brilliant light on all of women's rugby, English women's rugby especially. So yeah, fair play to him. Mo's got a very unbiased opinion on this, I think.
I was going to say.
Sean Lynn, just come at me. No. We were joking about it earlier. We obviously mentioned Mids, talking about who it would be. But yeah, like, I can't speak highly enough of the bloke. Like, just player management for me is worlds apart of anything that I've been involved with before. Not because I've not had people that are good at it, but he's just next level good at it. Just make sure that everyone's all right all the time. And
you're basically like a big and little brother sister vibe, aren't you?
Yeah.
Seen some of her videos where they're at work, in inverted commas for those who can't see me, at work, and they're basically doing those passing challenges where you got to try and knock the bottle off their head and all that sort of stuff. So I think it's good fun.
He was rubbish at that, by the way. Yeah. No, I'm only playing, like, obviously fair play to Simon Middleton. That is an unbelievable accolade. So yeah.
Player of the year.
Zoe or Crow. It's got to be.
Were you there when Maggie gave her the award?
So
you clocked it before
I
Zoe
clocked
did,
it
didn't
before.
you?
Yeah,
Really?
I said so I was sat next to Mia Venner, one of the girls in our meeting, and I was like, I think Zoe's won Player of the Year, mate. And she was like, no, do you reckon? Because I looked at the back and there were these cameras set up and it was just a team meeting. Our team meetings are normally in a different room. So we were in like the clubhouse, which has got like a bit of memorabilia around. It's just a bit nicer.
Better for the cameras.
Basically. And we were all sat round, and then I looked at Maggie and she's in the back with mic'd up rehearsing lines, and I was like, there is no way. And I was like, this is Zoe's one. And we tried, so I was trying to get everyone to vote, obviously, and you could vote like on different emails, so you could vote more than once. So one of the girls was in the office earlier and she hadn't voted on one of her emails. So I was like, Anna, like, make sure you get on your email and vote. And it was closed. So I was like, okay, like that had happened earlier in the day. And then when Maggie comes up to start speaking, she pulls out the trophy, and obviously saw Scaz has won that trophy before, so know what it looks like. And I just jumped at her straight away, gave her a big hug. I'm like, I was so proud of the girl, like so proud of her. I absolutely adore her. I love her to pieces, and she's so humble. Like literally the next day, she was like, yeah, but it's happened now, and tomorrow I'll get up and walk the dog, and then we'll play rugby and we'll just crack on. Like she's just so down to earth with stuff like that, and there's no one more deserving. The way she goes about her work, how diligent she is, but also she just drives the standards and is just unreal. She's like a player and a half every time we play. I love having her on my team, and yeah, can't speak highly enough of the girl.
Zoe gets really embarrassed when Mo's on like comms and stuff, because she's
does.
Always basically doing that every time she's
Big up.
commentating. Massive big up.
On repeat.
And so I messaged her before one of the games. I was just wishing her good luck for the autumns. And I was like, I'll give Mo a nudge to try and not big you up too much. And she was like, yeah, if you could, it's so embarrassing.
But
So
do you know what?
embarrassing,
Like, I don't think I talk about people that don't deserve it. Like I wouldn't big her up if I don't think she deserved it. And I think she just doesn't know how good she is, which is why she gets a bit frustrated about it. But yeah.
No, I'm only winding you up. I completely agree. She completely deserves it. She's been mega. It just makes me laugh.
But it's
Any
so
opportunities
nice
to take the mick
somebody
out
like that gets it, because she doesn't score a lot of tries, and normally people that are over the try line an awful lot are the ones that get spoken about more. And for me, there's so much of the dog work that gets done that doesn't get picked up a lot of the time in commentary or in life with different rugby players. And for me, for someone like that to get it is huge, because she's not the flashiest. She just puts her head down, runs as hard as she can into people and hits people. And that's what you need from like good rugby players, and to do it so consistently for so long.
I think we spoke about this last time we spoke about her, I think, didn't we? I think that's also a really good step for where we're at in the game, that it's not just recognising the people who score loads of tries or grab the headlines for line breaks, or, you know, the stuff you really obviously see. It's actually because Zoe Allcroft is one hell of a rugby player.
Full stop.
Just exclamation mark.
And also, Mo Hunt got everyone at Glastonbury to vote on
off all 4 of their emails.
Yeah, basically, come at me. What are you gonna do? It's happened.
It was popular vote,
Yeah.
and she got the most votes. Hello.
I even went to I won't tell you that. It didn't happen, but I was even going to make a QR code to stick on the coffee van to make people vote when they got their coffees, but it didn't happen.
A QR code.
Apparently you can do that. Someone told me, and I was like, I'm going to do it, and then I just never got around.
I was going to say, if you actually knew how to make a QR code.
Yeah.
Oh, it's really easy. Apparently you just Google create QR code, and then you just copy the link of whatever it is into it.
I feel like you cannot be this good at rugby and also
Like,
do all of that stuff.
Claim.
So basically, the Mo Hunt PR agency
is open for business.
for big upping a certain selection of rugby players will be opening its doors early 2022. Have you got some New Year's resolutions? Have you got things that...
do you know what? I'm actually going to try and keep a journal.
Oh.
Yeah, because my memory's shocking. Like, it's really bad. Scaz will testify to that. But I just want to remember more about what happens, whether it's in rugby, whether it's in life, and actually just keep note of stuff, because I feel like it's important. Like, I've done it a few times when I've been away. So in summer tour, when I was rooming with Marley Packer, we'd rate our day out of 10 and then keep a little note of it. And it's really cool to look back on. I did the same with Celia in the Olympic campaign, because she was my roommate for a bit. And stuff like that is just like really wholesome and quite important. And I feel like that's one thing I wish I did in my career more, is actually write the little stuff down, because so many funny things happen that you forget. And to go back now is like the bunk beds at
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
yeah, like stuff like that is so important.
A lot happens in a year. I mean, at this time a year ago, weren't you guys still fundraising for Team GB to go to the Olympics?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
I think at this time there was talk of the national lottery coming in, but
That's mad.
yeah,
I mean,
Completely
a
mad.
lot has happened.
A
And
lot
then
has
they've
happened.
just announced the contracts, haven't they? Sevens
Yeah.
ones for the men and the women. So yeah, a lot's changed in a year.
Huge cycle. Next year, Rugby World Cup year.
Commonwealth Games, Rugby Sevens
Sevens
World
World
Cup.
Cup.
Sevens World Cup as well.
all going on.
In Cape Town.
So good. So good.
Yeah.
Commies in Birmingham.
Oh,
Essentially not as great a destination as Cape Town.
Yeah.
However, it's in the UK, which is fun.
Yeah, it'll
That's
be brilliant.
okay. Well, any New Year's resolutions you care to share with us?
I think get fit, get back on the pitch was probably the obvious one, isn't it?
I was going to say, isn't that what the rehab is about?
Yeah.
It's not a resolution.
Oh, is it not? Is
No,
that just
that's
something
just
that
like what
should
you
happen?
want to happen.
Oh,
Yeah,
I see.
KPIs. That's like your job.
Yeah. You're literally paid to do that.
I mean, what else do they pay you for then?
Literally.
Oh, sorry, guys. I didn't understand the task.
Have you ever had a New Year's resolution before?
No, I don't think I have.
Sporty brownie.
Yeah, continue
Read more
with the
books.
Sporty Brownie Championships.
Read a book.
I read books
Oh.
every now and again. Just haven't had a holiday in a while. New Year's resolution. Think of a New Year's resolution. Don't know. I'll get back to you.
I'm halfway to Mo with the journaling, but I'm definitely, it's too ambitious to say that I'm going to journal, but I'm going to try and do a gratitude,
Yeah, nice.
Yes.
kind of a daily gratitude. I've got like a little notebook next to my bed. I just need to actually write in it every day.
Cute.
Apparently, this is one of the ways to be happier.
Yeah.
Although, you know, things like these, eating mince pies and crackers and wearing tinsel as jewellery, is also a lot of fun. Thanks, guys. Thank you for
Thank you
coming
very
through,
much.
Mo Hunt.
No, not at all. Always a pleasure, guys. Have a wonderful
Or
Christmas.
Mo's Garrett, as
Yes.
I've now christened you.
It's an upgrade. It's all right. It's all right.
Send our love to Lindsay Pete next time you speak
I
to
will
her.
do, yeah. If she ever gets back to me,
If she
that'll be
ever
sound.
answers.
Yeah.
Please answer the phone when she calls. And enjoy Christmas on the Scaz farm.
Thank you very much.
Say hi to Mike's cows for us.
Yes, I will.
And we'll be back with more on the Good, the Scaz, and the rugby alongside our friends at Allianz. It has been an honour hanging out with you this year. We'll see you soon.
Merry Christmas!